You'll know how we do. We are we're all about getting below market car deals. As you come in, can you type dollar signs if you're serious about your money? We're about to go deep today. I'm looking forward to this. Get your questions ready. We're on all four platforms: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and we'll be taking questions from all platforms. My name is Deshaun, publicly known as Deshaun the Auto Advisor, and I do these live shows to make sure that you know how to save all the money you should be saving when it comes to your car purchases. And you also need to know where the hidden money is in your car deals. We're going to talk about a different way to car shop while you're here. You're going to learn about a way that I teach, which is really doing 90 to 100% of your transaction online. You can't do 100% with a pre-owned car because we must test drive the car. But every part of your deal should be done from home. And we're going to talk a lot. So get your questions ready. I just want to make sure we're up on all platforms. How's the audio? Everybody give me a clear. Can I get a clear if we are clear? Sharers, shout out to the sharers as y'all come in. Can y'all do what y'all do? I appreciate y'all, the people who tag, the people who share. Thank you for all you do to help us grow this message and put this message in front of more people. So let me go to the comments here. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Let me just make sure we're good. All right, y'all can start typing your questions and we will start getting to them in about 15 seconds. We'll be on for at least an hour and we're going to try to get to as many questions as we possibly can in an hour. While I'm getting this set up, y'all, come on in and tag a friend. Because as I always say, when your friends find out that you've been using this info and saving all this money and you've been using these new strategies and saving money and you didn't tell them about it and you didn't tag them, you might lose a friend. And I don't want you losing friends. So let's make sure we are tagging friends. All right, come on in. Let me see how we look on Facebook. Just give me about 15 seconds and we'll start getting to the questions. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's get to it. I'm 65 years old and wondering if leasing a car is better than buying. If you're not keeping your car 8 years, leasing is better than buying. But you must shop aggressively for your leases. You must get multiple offers because 80% of lease offers are going to be overpriced. So you must get multiple offers. Joseph, this one's from YouTube. Thinking of financing a 2018 Acura MDX. What are your thoughts? I'm a keeper, by the way. Wonderful. And just so you know, Joseph, and everybody listening, when we say a keeper, it's the car, not the person. So you might have one car that you say, this is a keeper, I'm keeping this for 10, 15 years. And then you have another car that you want to lease. And so you're not the keeper, but we used to do that. When we first introduced that term, it was like, hey, if you're a keeper, but I just want you to know you can have one car that you keep, you can have one car that you lease. The question is to just ask yourself, am I keeping this next car 8 years? If not, then you should be leasing that car or shopping for a lease on it. So yeah, as long as you made sure, Joseph, that when you're buying a pre-owned car, you're shopping all the marketplaces. You need to shop everywhere there's a pre-owned car. This is like if you were going to buy a TV. You would not just go into one store. You would go online. You would look at all the websites where TVs are, and you're bringing the same principle into your car shopping. You're going to go on Driveway. You're going to go on Carvana. You're going to go on CarMax. You're going to go on Carfax.com. You're going to go on Auto Trader. You're going to open up Cars.com, eBay Motors, Car Gurus, every marketplace, and you're going to look at the market as a whole. I like to go at least 100 miles out because if you go 100 miles out, you're not going to usually miss any of the best offers. You don't want to look 10 miles, 20 miles. As long as you go far out enough, you'll be able to see the whole market. So you guarantee you're paying the best price for the Acura. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Make sure you check and make sure it's a good car. But Acura historically has a good history of being a good car. So anything in particular you want to ask about that, feel free. All right, this is TikTok. Would you recommend buying from Carvana? They're on the list. So we don't exclusively buy from anybody. Some of you know, if this is your first time being on a live broadcast, just type a 1 in the chat. Just type a 1 in the chat if this is your first time being on our live broadcast. Some of you who have been here, you know that everything we do is a bid. Everything we do is a bid. So welcome. All right, I see we got a lot of new people. Welcome. Could everybody who's been here before type a welcome to the new people? To the people who've been in the family, maybe you've used these strategies or you've been with us a couple of days, just type welcome. Let's welcome all these new people. Got a lot of new people, first timers in here. But everything we do is a bid. That's what you're going to learn, because mostly everything we buy in life is a bid. When you go to the grocery store, it's a bid. When you're buying a house, it's actually a bid, because you're looking at a lot of market, a lot of options, and then you're picking the best one. So we bring that into cars. So when we consider any dealership, Carvana, CarMax, a normal dealership, they're just a player in the bid. They're not somebody we're gonna buy from exclusively ever. But if they win the bid, then of course they're gonna get our business for that particular transaction. Doesn't mean the next round we're giving them the same. We're just gonna go to them. They must win the bid all the time, because every car we buy, we got to make sure we paid the lowest price for it. All right. Let's see. Yep. Thank you, everybody. Y'all see the welcomes. Shout out to the people who have been here before. Welcoming the new people. Welcome to what we do. Paul said, I just ordered the book Monday. I never got it emailed to me. Can you help? Sure. As soon as you order, you notice on the order page, I say, if that book is not in your email box in 10 minutes, email support. As soon as you purchase, that's the first thing you get is access to our support email. Typically what happens is check spam. What's more likely is a letter in the email was off. So when we tried to send it, it bounced back. So just DM me and we'll make sure that you get your book. We sent out lots of these books. The software is perfect. So just DM me and we'll make sure we get it. For those of you who don't know, while we're on this broadcast, I'll be talking about my brand new digital book. It has everything I teach in this whole bidding system that I want you to start using. I'm going to teach it to you on this live. I'm going to teach it in my videos. But those of you who want it in one spot where you can access it on your terms, and it's just in a step-by-step format, you can get it for 75% off as part of our I always say grand opening. As part of our official book launch, you can get it for 75% off in my TikTok bio or in my Instagram bio. It's normally $97, but if you get there before the 30 minutes is up, you can get your copy for 75% off. And those of you who are on Facebook or YouTube, you can go to deshawnsbook.com or you can scan the QR code. And I'm also going to put a link for you guys. All right, let's keep the questions coming, y'all. We're going to get to as many as we possibly can within the hour. Here's that link for you guys on YouTube and Facebook. Okay. I really want the AMG 63. Type your questions all in one format, y'all, not as like small pieces, so that we can make sure we can answer it. There's no email for support. Paul, Paul, this is not something I just set up overnight, my man. I told you DM me so we can get you your copy. There is an email for support. So please don't come on here saying there's not an email for support when that's the first thing you get when you pay for the book. And anyone who got their book just now, just as soon as you pay for it, literally on the thank you page is my secret. I don't do it publicly because I don't want to give a support email out to everyone. So just DM me, Paul, and don't ruin this show with, with talking. All right. I'm about to go look at a car tomorrow. I'm here right on time. Yes. So ask your question. Whatever your goal is, Eric, let's talk about that goal so we can make sure that you know what to do. Now, looking at a car tomorrow is great. The biggest thing is do not talk numbers in the dealership. Now you're going to look at a new car, used car, let us know, and we can go into more detail about giving you the strategy that you're going to need. All right. Are there ways, this one's Instagram, are there ways to get better pricing on a new vehicle? Of course, bitch. Let me show y'all something. This just came in yesterday and I made sure I grabbed it because I said, I gotta talk about this. I had somebody in our private Facebook group. He said, Sean, his name is Sean. He said, I'm looking for some advice on my deal, F150 Lightning XLT. Yes, he said, yes, I had them send the window sticker. The MSRP on this vehicle is $73,285. The dealer discount that the dealer gave him is $49.90. Now he's getting bids, and I'm going to show you how I know he's getting bids because I needed to confirm this. The rebates, which are not always public, is $15,500. So his offer that he got for this F-150 Lightning while he's sitting at home, $73,000 vehicle, his offer is around 68 minus 15, $53,000. He's saving about $20,000, y'all, over $20,000. There are people in dealerships right now getting an F-150. I hope there's no one on here who maybe just got one and didn't save this much. But so my question to him, because he said, Deshaun, he was basically saying, is this a good deal? Should I snatch this? Now, some of you know Kimberly. We talked about Kimberly. She saved 20 grand off a Maserati. This is not going to be every vehicle. You need big discounts. You need big rebates. But when you get bids, this is in regards to this question that somebody just asked. Are there ways to save money on new cars? This is how you do it. You are getting multiple bids. So let me tell you the conversation I had with Sean after that. I said, Sean, I haven't seen the other offers yet, but I'm assuming you got at least 5 because that's what I teach. You need to get at least 5 offers before you can guarantee you got the lowest one in the market. Could y'all keep tapping the screen? Shout out to TikTok. I see a lot of y'all on here. Can y'all please tap at the screen so y'all can keep running those likes up so we can let TikTok know more people need to be over here because we need to make sure they're not out here shopping the old way. So that was my thing though. I said, look, I'm assuming you got at least 5. You're saving over $20,000 on this with the discount and rebate. But the only way to know is to compare to the other offers. Is this the lowest? If so, slam dunk. He wrote me back. He said, guess I could have put a little more info on here. Yes, I got about 15 quotes. Way to go. I know that might sound crazy to some of you, but when you do it my way, it's easier to get 15 quotes like Sean did than it is to get 2 quotes the old-fashioned way of going to dealer to dealer. So when you do it my way, you're doing it online. So he said, I couldn't find anything under MSRP. This is so important, y'all. To those of you who you've always shopped local, this is so important. Watch what he said. I ended up expanding my search to 150 miles outside of my area to find this deal. I'm going to another state to pick it up, which is something I never would have thought of or even considered before the class. You see how valuable this is to him? Whatever he did in the past, he was doing the best he could. I have no doubt that you've been doing the best you could trying to buy cars. But when you learn how to get bids and you learn how to sit in your house while you have multiple people make you offers, this is when you're going to save more money than you've ever saved, easier and quicker than you've ever saved it. So this, to answer your question, young lady, this is how you get better pricing on new cars. Now, I don't want you to assume you're going to save 20. He didn't know he was going to save 20. Some people save 7. Some people are going to save 3. Some people, if you're shopping for a low price, you don't know. But the key is to guarantee you getting the best price, you get multiple offers. And it's going to be easy. It's going to be fun. When you see it as a game, that it is, you're going to enjoy shopping for your car. So that's the answer. Okay, let's keep it going, y'all. Let's go to Eric. I'm about to go look at, wait, no. I can tell you don't work in finance. Okay. It's a used car. All right. TikTok. Y'all got to type your question. Type your questions. Y'all are like having conversations. I can't have conversations with y'all. I'm here to answer your questions. So whatever's on your mind, whatever your goal is, talk to me so we can make sure we get your questions answered. All right. Let's go here to Anthony, Facebook. Should I go to Ford.com to start my lease shopping? Never. Never, Anthony. The only thing we're doing on the website of the brand that makes the car is we are building the car. I would recommend all of you who want to buy a new car or lease a new car, I recommend you build it first. The reason is you sometimes don't know what options are available. You don't know what packages are available. And the key with building is when we build the car, we're coming up with a list of wants and needs. So when you're building, you might look and see and say, okay, well, I see they have a big sunroof. I don't need it, but if I could get it, I'll take that. But I'll do a regular sunroof too. Oh, I see they have I see they have Apple CarPlay. You know what? I don't need it, but that's the, or you might say, I need that. So the key is when we're reaching out to dealers, we built our car and we're giving them more options. So when we reach out, you typically want your conversation to look something like this. We do this by email. I have templates in my books where you just fill it out and send it by email to these websites. But even if you're having a phone call with a sales manager, the manual way, I call that the manual way, still better than what the old way is. But you want to have a list of needs and wants. Needs and wants means you're saying, okay, black or white, I'll take a sport model or a touring model. I need this. I need these packages. But these other packages are wants. And I'm going to tell you why this is so important. When a dealer looks in their inventory to see what cars they have to try to match up something you want and give you an offer on it, speed is what's going to help you when you're sitting at home. Lack of information hurts you because they're going to be looking and saying, all right, I have a car and I think this matches what Monica wants, but I don't know if she's open to the big sunroof, or I don't know if she's open to a regular sunroof. I saw that she said she wanted the big sunroof, but they don't know that you take a regular sunroof too. So that's why when you build these cars, you're coming up with things that you need. That's your must-haves. Dealer, you must have this. I can't even look at an offer if it doesn't have these things. And then you give them a list of wants so that when they look at their inventory, they can match it up. Properly shopping online means we have to give dealers the information we need. And I'm going to talk about in a little bit the information that you must give a dealer or they can't even give you a quote. So sometimes you're not getting your offers not because the dealer doesn't want to give you an offer, it's because you haven't given them enough information to properly give you an offer. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's keep some questions going. How do I get a lease with no money down? Great question, y'all. And here's what you'll notice being on here. Somebody's going to ask the same question you're going to ask. Guarantee. I can almost guarantee it. You just stay on, even if you're at work. So you're going to be like, oh, she just asked the same question I was going to ask. How do I lease with no money down? It's very simple, D. When we when we communicate with dealers, either by email like we do, or if you do it by phone, we tell the dealer how to customize the lease. We say, this is how I would like to see the lease offer. In our case, this is how you do it. Always with only first month's payment due at signing. Show me the offer with first month's payment due at signing. Put all the taxes and fees into the monthly payment and show me the offer at 12,000 miles per year. You can adjust the offer later. Once you identify the best bid, once somebody wins the bid, then you tell them, hey, can you adjust the mileage from 10 to 12, from 12 to 10? Can you adjust the mileage from 10 to 20,000? I'm a high mileage driver. But you don't adjust the format until you've identified the best dealer that's won the bid. We need to eliminate the 80% of dealers that are overpriced, identify the 20%, and then we take our deal across the finish line, customize it with the 20%. Once we identify that we have the best offer, it's below 1.5%, we're going to now see, do I want to put any money down to lower my payment? See, money down doesn't get you a deal. Money down only lowers your payment once you have a deal. So once you shop your offers and you're like, okay, great, this person won, now we customize it. But when we request offers, it's always with First month's payment due at signing only. That's all I'm giving you if I want to drive off, and then I'll choose later if I want to put money down. You tell them how to build it, D. Very, very simple. Everything we do is really for you to learn no money down mastery. You're going to master doing no money down deals and having down payments be optional. All right, this is YouTube. We're taking questions from all 4 platforms, y'all. To the new people who just jumped on, we're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So as I wrap up a question, what I suggest to everybody is to type your question, but don't send it yet. And then as soon as I say, okay, post the next question, that's when you send it so I can see it. Don't post the question while I'm midway answering someone else's question because I'm just not going to see it. All right, so as soon as I'm wrapping up, that's when you hit post and I'll be able to see your question. Hopefully we can get to all of them. Deshaun, which online platform do you recommend for getting a loan? There's several. Is there a good one you recommend? I don't recommend one of anything. It's a good question because everything we do is a bid. So what we're going to do is we're not going to let anyone run our credit with a hard pull until after we have found our best deal. Once we found our best deal, we're going to write up a purchase order. We're going to have the dealer send us a purchase order. And then we're going to take that purchase order and we're going to let our bank, our credit union, online banks and credit unions access our credit. And you're going to see, I call this the bank bidding war. It's time for banks and credit unions to go to war to see who's going to win your business to give you a loan, because there's a lot of money in loans, and the way you're going to see it is by using this process. So when you bring that buyer's order home, that's when you're going to allow banks, credit unions, online lenders to access your credit. And then after whoever wins that round, whoever gives you the best rate out of all those people, now you're going to call the dealer and you're going to see if they can match or beat it. And the good thing about that is when a dealer is trying to beat your rate, a lot of times these dealers have, 10 to 12 to 15 banks that they work with on a daily basis. And when they're trying to beat your rate, they have a lot of leverage because they give these banks a lot of business. Me and you, we give our banks thousands in business a month, or 100,000, 50,000 if we're getting a loan from them. Dealers give banks millions of dollars a month. So they're able sometimes to call and say, look, I have this customer, they got a 6.29 rate from their bank. Can we beat it? And sometimes they'll call you the next day and say, hey, I beat the rate. With my rate, you're going to save another $900, $1,000, whatever. That's the bidding war, because the key is to guarantee you got the lowest rate in the market. And in order to do that, you must get a bid. Now, when you do this properly, you've only let banks access your credit for 2 days, all of these banks. And you are allowed, the credit bureaus allow, if you didn't know this, I want you to type an emoji, type a gem, type a key, type a light bulb, because you are allowed to have multiple banks and lenders access your credit within experience as a 14 to 45 day period. And then once that window closes and you have your car, it's going to have the same effect on your score as one hard inquiry. So if one hard inquiry would have lowered your score, say 8 points, for example, you can have 30 banks access your credit, bid for your business, and it'll have the same effect as the 8 points. That's how you rate shop. That's how you guarantee you get your best deal on your rate all day long. All day long. All right, let's go. Next question. This one's TikTok. Is it possible to lease a Taycan without a down payment? Listen, you probably just missed it. You're going to have to rewind, go to YouTube, watch the broadcast. No money down is not a favor. It's not something. As long as you have good credit and as long as you don't have a lot of negative equity that can't be transferred, then you can do no money down deals. It's not a deal. It's not like, oh, they did me a favor, I got a no money down deal. Any car, if you have good credit, and if you don't have a lot of negative equity, any car can be acquired, phenomenal discount, no money down. So, all right. Good morning. Does mileage matter on purchasing a used car, and what is too many miles? Gary, I like to look at average miles per year. But bigger than the miles, I like to look at the service records. You know, a car that's been, I like to look at the integrity of the car. That's something we do before we even shop for it. We look at the reliability ratings. We look at the longevity ratings. We do that by just doing a 5-minute search in Google, type in the year, make, and model of the car, longevity. We see what the reports say about it. And then it's about looking at, you know, was the car driven average miles per year, 10, 12? Was the car driven above average miles per year, 15, 18? I think when it comes to, you know, it's less about mileage and more about doing the things to check and see if it's a good car. Looking at the title, the service records, the accident history. You know, you can have a car that has low miles, but it doesn't have those things, and it could be a problem car. You could have a car with high miles, and it has those things, and that means high miles per year. You know, it's high miles per year, and if the car was taken care of, if it was serviced correctly, if it was serviced religiously, you could have a good shot. So mileage is not, you know, it's not the number one gauge on trying to determine if the used car is a good car, in my opinion. In my opinion. Okay, this one's Instagram. Are there ways to get better pricing on a, wait, no, I'm sorry. I never scrolled down. Instagram, I forgot, doesn't move. Like you, oh, I have to scroll these comments manually with Instagram. All right. I know a lot of people sit on Instagram and watch, but you don't ask a lot of questions. But that maybe you're at work. I don't know. Or maybe somebody else, like I always say, is going to ask the same question as you. For those of you who just came on, this whole show is sponsored in the launch of my brand new digital book. It's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. If you hate car shopping, honestly, I want you to type me in the comments, because this digital book is for you. The reason it's a digital book is because things change, and I want to be able to update the book. For instance, Vroom was one of the companies that used to buy our cars, buy our leases. They were one of the companies one of the marketplaces we used to look at when we were buying used cars, and they went out of business a couple months ago. If you had just bought a print copy of my book, you would literally have a portion of that book that was no longer relevant. And I didn't want that. If I want to be able to update, what I did, as soon as Vroom went out of business, I went to the master file of the book, deleted Vroom, and then everyone who opened their book never saw Vroom again. So that's the key, y'all. That's the reason. That's one of the reasons it's a digital book. So you can get it for 75% off. The subtitle is 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. So if you want a step-by-step format, everything I teach in one spot, and you don't want to spend more than 30 minutes in a car dealership for the rest of your life, leasing, purchasing, luxury cars, it's all in there. You can go to my Instagram bio, you can go to my TikTok bio. As long as the 30-minute timer hasn't hit 0 yet, you get your copy for 75% off. Okay, so go grab it. If you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, you can click the link that says deshawnsbook.com, or you can scan the QR code with your phone. All right, let's keep the questions coming. Okay, Deshaun, have you ever had your dream car? Not yet. No, not yet. You know, I think there's things, I've had some really nice cars. Actually, I've had cars that I never thought out, when I was 22, I leased a brand new. Look, I got educated on leasing because my when I worked for GM, my boss, I had a car, and I just had a baby. I had a car, and it was an older car. I actually got it from a buy here, pay here place, because I didn't have credit at the time. I got it when I was probably 20, and it was a good deal. So, it was a good deal for somebody who doesn't have credit. That was a good deal. I got a car. It was reliable. I kept it for 6, 7 years. But I got there and I needed a car for my wife. And he said, "Hey, do you know anything about leasing?" I said, "No, not really." By that time, my credit was better. He said, "Okay, well, you could, I was seeing these lease deals that I was working up, and the payments were so low. At the time, I had a friend who had got a brand new Toyota Corolla, not an expensive car, but they were paying almost 500 a month, maybe over 5, because y'all know the rule of thumb. Some of you, if you've been on here before, if you saw my video, every $5,000 on the purchase price of a car is how much per month on a loan. Every $5,000 is how much on a loan. Let's see who knows. Let's see who knows. Let's go. See if anybody know. You got it, Jason. $100. Yep, you got it, Peyton. $100. Great. So they didn't do anything wrong, but they pulled up in a Toyota Corolla and they were paying almost $500 a month because with taxes and everything, they probably did a no money down deal. The car was like 22,000. That's what it comes out to be. They financed probably close to 25, close to 500 a month for 5 years. Now, meanwhile, I end up driving a brand new Pontiac G6 off the lot for $256 a month. And so that started me looking at people and what they were driving and saying, you're paying double what I'm paying, and something's not, this is crazy. So when we went down the road, and some y'all know sometimes when I get into deep in answering a question, I'll forget the question. So just remind me what the question was. Y'all know when I do these in rapid fire Q&As and I'm going deep on the answer, I literally will lose what the question was. So just remind me what this question was so I can bring it home. Please remind me what the question was so I can bring. Oh, the dream car. That's right. Thank you. Yeah. So from then on, I guess what I would say from that time, I was driving a car that didn't necessarily think I could drive. Brand new car off the lot at 22 years old, and then I started getting. I leased an Infiniti when I went to work for Mercedes. That was 2010, and then I leased an Infiniti in 2011, brand new Infiniti. I was paying three. No, I got the Infiniti G25. I leased it. I was paying $285 a month, not the G37, the one with the smaller engine. But it was a fast car. I didn't need the big engine. I was paying $285 a month. And then I leased an Infiniti Q50 when the Q50s first came out, 2014. That was like a $45,000 car, and I was paying $325 a month for my first one. The next one was $345. I had three of them, and then I paid $375, all under 1%. So although I haven't had some of the cars that I want to have, like I used to work for Mercedes, so it's a couple Mercedes that are on my list. When you start leasing and getting great lease deals, you'll be driving cars that you didn't necessarily think you could drive. Like me, a $45,000 Infiniti, that's a $900 a month payment. So if I didn't understand leasing, I wouldn't ever see myself driving a brand new one with a $900 payment. And unless I buy a pre-owned one, and then my payment's still going to probably be about $550. So yeah. All right, let's go. Let's keep the questions going, y'all. I'm loving it. Hold on. It's a lot of comments today, but I don't see too many questions. A lot of people comment. It's more conversation today. I have your book. Can the used car strategy work if I'm looking for a car? How miles online 14? Sure. Because the used car strat, all this is, y'all. Let me break this down. It's very simple. This is just getting bids. It's just getting multiple offers. This isn't something you have to hope works. I'm not teaching you to do something or use like this fancy new machine or something, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use it. All you're doing is looking at more options, more offers. That's it. All I'm doing is teaching you how to shop for a car the way you shop for everything else in life, the way you shop for groceries. You don't go in and grab the daggone spaghetti sauce off the. Hey, I just pay. You look at all the options. You go in. Hey, I'm in the mood for chips. Yeah, you might have your favorite chip, but you look at other chips and you say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna grab those this week. You're looking at. That's how everything is in life. People don't mind competing for our business. The only people who don't want to compete for our business, one of them is the 80% of car salespeople that have been trained that you're just going to come in and give them the business. And they just need to go back and forth with you for an hour, 2 hours, couple days. That's giving you that. They don't want to compete against their competition. And that's what we make them do. So it's not something you have to hope works. You're looking at multiple offers and then you're choosing the best one. It's a simple thing. When you wrap your mind around it, you're going to be like, I don't believe I wasn't car shopping like this years ago. All right. I have your cards from Home University. Welcome. That's the video library. Do I have access to everything that the book has? 100%, Denise. No, it's no reason for you to have the book if you're in the video library, and you have access to me with coaching. So no, don't worry about that. All right. I need a used car in 5 months. This one's TikTok. I need a used car in 5 months in faraway town. When to start shopping? Can't take delivery early. Okay, good question. So Peyton's asking, I need a used car in 5 months. And so, but she's not ready to take delivery now. You're going to hear me talk about something you need to know whenever you shop. It's 2 dates, very important dates. One is the as soon as date, one is the no later than date. The as soon as date is the soonest day you can accept an offer. You don't look at offers before you can accept one. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of everyone's time, your time and the person making you the offer. The as soon as date is the soonest you can accept an offer. That means you're in the market. That means you're communicating with dealers, you're getting offers. The no later than date is the deadline. That's the deadline. So you come up with those dates, and then now as soon as that, you might be waiting to get a tax refund. You might be waiting for a promotion at work, whatever. Once you establish that as soon as date, you're ready to communicate with dealers, look at offers, look online for used cars. You're ready to enter the market, but don't enter the market before that. Now, if you have time, that's gold. Whatever, you might have a week. That's the longest the time in between those 2 dates that's the time you could say no. That's as long as you have to say no. So that's why I don't want you to continue to wait till the last minute to car shop. Because when you have an emergency, look, you can get a car using these strategies in 2 or 3 days. Because when you're getting bids, you can get bids in 2 or 3 days, and you can literally make sure you don't overpay. That's the key. But when you have time, when you have a month, 2 months, 6 months, you can watch the market. Every month, lease deals change, rebates change on new cars. Every month on used cars, prices either go up, down. You can see price trends. You can see inventory that's been sitting there. These are things that you can't do when you're coming in with a short window. So what I want you to do, if this is an emergency, that's fine. Use these strategies and then get the car. But your next car should be, hey, I'm looking as early as I can say yes, and then I'm giving myself, 90 days to be able to say no to offers and see different offers. And you'll find that you'll have much. Again, you could also have inventory that won't be here for a month. A new car dealer might be saying, hey, you know what? I got a car that's coming in 6 weeks. It's perfect for you. If you need a car next week, then it's not perfect for you. But a person who has time, they can have that offer. They have more inventory to look at. So something to think about. Emergencies, we can absolutely handle them. But every car purchase should not be an emergency. That is the point. Thank you, Peyton. I appreciate it. She said, love the book. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Use it, save money, win with it. This one's Instagram. I have 5 months left on my lease. Should I go a few more months before I do an equity assessment? And to renew my lease, don't want to eat up my equity. If there's a Mercedes stated giving me these I lost. The question got cut off. Equity assessment I would do when I have 1 year left. When I hit 1 year left on my lease, and for those of you who don't know what an equity assessment is, this is step 2 of my process in my book. Once you decide whether you're buying or leasing, how do we know that? If you're not keeping your car 8 years, you should be shopping for leases. You're overspending by thousands of dollars by not shopping for leases. Now, once you decide that, all right, I'm keeping my car 8, 9 years, Deshaun, 10 years, then you purchase. Your next step, who has a car they're thinking about replacing? You're driving a car right now, or you have a lease right now that you're like, Deshaun, I'm looking to, get the best strategy to replace this current car that I have. It's either a paid off car, it's either a lease, but you're looking for the best strategy to replace a car you have. Some of you don't have a car to replace. You're just going to be adding. I'm asking the people who are looking to replace. Okay, I see you, G Diva. I see you, Ivy. Okay, I see you, Lex. Okay. Okay, lots of you. I see you, V Love. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is what I just said about the leasing versus buying question, the 8-year rule. If you're not keeping 8 years, once you decide which foundation you're going to, your next step is equity assessment. So you're going to call your bank. You're going to find out what your payoff is. And then you're going to go to the online buyers to see what the market value is for your car. Market value is only determined with cash offers. Kelly's Blue Book is trash, but Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer is wonderful. That's one of the sites we go to get bids. Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer is one of the people who we get bids from. That's going to connect you with a local dealer to give you an online bid. AutoNation, Sell My Car. That's another person who's in the bid. Car Gurus, Sell My Car. Another company in the bid. You're going to go to these 6 companies: CarMax, Vroom's out of business, Driveway, Carvana. 6 companies, and you're going to take 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You're going to do your equity assessment. Now, if you are leasing, you're going to get to a part on all their websites where it says, is the vehicle leased, owned, or financed? You're going to put owned. You're going to put owned. I don't want to explain the whole thing, but they have a website that is not built to understand third-party restrictions. There's leases that, so you just do what I'm telling you. I'll explain it later, but you're going to put owned when you're doing your equity assessment. So now if you have a loan, not a lease, then you can put finance, because it's going to ask you who the company is, who the bank is. So now you get those offers, that's an equity assessment. What that's going to tell you is, do I have a positive equity position? Do I have a break-even equity position? Do I have a negative equity position? But if you're leasing, there is no negative equity position. That just means you can't get out early right now. You have to continue to go. So negative equity is when you're financing. Once you do that, you'll know what your position is. You'll know if I can make money. You'll know some people who are like, Deshaun, there's no money to make, but you could break even. Which means if I can sell my lease and break even, then that means I can get out early. You can't get out of a lease early and break a contract. The only way you can get out of a lease early is if you can sell your way out of it. So the equity assessment step, that 20 to 25 minute step, it's in my book. If you want to know, want me to walk you through it step by step, you can get it for 75% off in my book. Everything that I'm talking to y'all about, everything you'll ever hear from me is coming from my book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. You can get it for 75% off. It'll be in your inbox in 2 or 3 minutes. Just click the link in my TikTok bio, click the link in my Instagram bio, but it's only 75% off for 30 minutes. Once it goes to 0, it's going back up to $97, the original price. So, and those of you who are on Facebook and YouTube, you can click Deshaun'sBook.com, or you can scan the QR code with your phone. I'll put another link for you guys. All right, let's keep the questions coming. I see somebody saying they're over mileage. That doesn't matter, and that doesn't change the fact you still want to do the equity assessment. Doesn't matter. Thanks. I appreciate all the gifts. People sending gifts, stars. Thank you so much for supporting the broadcast. I bought your book. Thank you. But how do you negotiate when you may not be a tier 1? I have a particular section in my book. After we get our offers, if they come back and tell you you're not a tier 1, I have what to do. That's why you have backup offers, because you need to verify if you're truly not a tier 1. And the only way for you to verify that is to talk to another dealer. See, because that mid 6 score, 640 to 670, I call that the manipulation zone. Depending on your profile, you can still get tier 1. But sometimes you'll have tier 1, but they'll tell you you're tier 3 and you need to verify it. Sometimes you really are tier 3. So I have a script in the book. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our second offer, and we're going to tell them, hey, this is what the first offer said. And because they might rate, if they tell you you're tier 3 and they say the payment goes up by $70 a month, we don't know if that's true or not. You might be tier 3 and the payment's only supposed to go up by $30 a month. So multiple offers is all, backup offers is always the protection against anything. Backup offers, backup offers, backup offers. They do it in real estate all the time. If it's any realtors on here, you know. You got one offer, person wants to close on the house, they don't perform, that backup offer is right there. No problem. Get them back, we go to the backup offer. Can't do that when you only have one offer. Okay? All right. Longest time I should lease a car. Great question. Great question. 39 months. I don't even like 3.5-year leases, which are 42 months, because the benefits of leasing is the switching of cars. You'd have to give me a super stupid low price for me to do a 3.5-year lease. I consider it if it's just like 1%, if it's, but I'm not gonna, if I could get if I could get a lease between 1% and 1.2, 1.3, I'm gonna take a 3-year lease, 39 months, but I'm not, never 4 years. Never 4 years. We're paying too long on the car we're giving back. We're paying too long on the car we're giving back. All right. All right. This one's YouTube. Your bid suggestion, equity assessment places, do they charge fees? No, no, not at all. These are people, when you come in to sell, I've sold 2 cars personally to CarMax. One was my Jeep, one was my mother's Mazda. We sold them both. CarMax won the bid, but I've had, several people. Some of you may be like, well, Carvana won my bid or Driveway won my bid. So it's never going to be this. But one thing about it is these companies come in, they put an offer, they come, they just want to make sure that what you put online is accurate. So it has to be an inspection. But then they're going to do the paperwork. They're going to cut you a check. They're going to cut you a check. If you have a third-party restriction, we sell to a local dealership. A third-party restriction doesn't limit your ability to sell and get your equity. It limits who you can sell to. You have to sell to a dealership of the same brand. So if you have a BMW, you have to sell to a BMW dealership. But we don't get one offer. We call and we speak to 3 to 5 used car managers at BMW, and we get 3 to 5 offers. So we make sure that we get an accurate one. And we must have the online offers so that we have an idea of what the market value is before we go talk to the used car manager. That makes sense? Clear? Okay. Joseph said, I've never been to a dealer, have always bought on the streets, but want to upgrade for my family. How do I go about shopping from home? Just watch the show and listen. That's all we're talking about here. That's all we're talking about here. I don't drive every day in a budget. Would it be better to lease or buy? If you're buying it doesn't matter how much you drive. I'm gonna give you an example. Now we have a young lady who just said, I don't drive a lot. Is it better to lease or buy? Sometimes you think because you're not driving that much, I should purchase, because whatever it may be, right? If I gave you right now a $30,000 brand new car and you parked it outside your house and you didn't drive it 1 mile and you came back a year from now, is that car still worth $30,000? You didn't drive it 1 mile. Yep. Okay. So everybody's clear. Everybody's clear on that. Yep. V-Love said 20% depreciation. So you didn't drive it 1 mile and it depreciated heavily. What happens when you drive it 10,000 miles? We're not talking about leasing. I'm talking to the people who are like, who you think, I'm talking to the person who you think, because I don't drive a lot, I'm not losing money. But you are. So once you realize that whether you lease or purchase, depreciation is being paid for, then you'll be able to soberly choose whether you should be leasing or purchasing based on what I'm about to tell you. But if you drove it 10,000, it's worth even less. If you drove it 20,000, high mileage drivers, everyone who drives 20,000 or more, type HM. I want to give you a very clear picture of what you're dealing with here. Very, very clear picture of what you're dealing with. This is called the depreciation curve right here. I always show this in this manner. So if we bought a car, the first question we just asked, $30,000 car, this is the day you buy it. This is a year later. You didn't drive it 1 mile. It's worth this much. If it was worth 30 up here, you didn't drive it 1 mile. A year later, let's say it's worth 23, 24, whatever. If you drove it 10,000 miles, it's not worth 23, 24. Maybe it's worth 22. We can fill in the numbers, but this is how it works. Now, if you drove it 20,000 miles, maybe it's worth 20. This is what you pay for. So don't think because you're not because you're not leasing, you're not paying for your car. You are. So now that you understand that, we can say, Deshaun, how do we beat that depreciation? How do we beat it? Is there a way that instead of me losing this money, that I can actually lose less money? Two ways. You buy your cars and you keep it long enough, about 7, 8 years. 7 years, the depreciation curve starts to look like this. I always say, some of you who have a car outside, if you've had it for 8, 9 years, 10 years, it's going to be worth about the same a year from now as it is today. It's going to be worth about the same. If you have a car 9, 10 years, y'all, isn't that car going to be worth about the same price it is today, a year from now? So there's two ways to beat the depreciation. Long-term ownership, that's when you should purchase. Thanks, Barb. Enjoy it. Use it. She said, just got your book. Enjoy it. Use it. Win. So you beat depreciation through long-term ownership. Now, some of you are like, Deshaun, you might be saying, Deshaun, that ain't me. I'm not keeping a car 8, 9, 10 years. I'm just not going to do it. It's not me. The other way to beat the depreciation is you should be shopping for an aggressive lease. That's how you do it. When you're shopping for an aggressive lease, and I know you've been taught wrong. You've been taught, Deshaun, I was taught never lease. Who was taught never lease? Type NL, never lease. If you were taught that by family, by Ramsey, type NL. We understand. I see you. Verona just got the book, and enjoy it. Use it. Okay, so now, that was bad advice. They didn't know, but unfortunately, they talk like they do. I call that confidently incorrect. Confidently incorrect. They don't say things like, I really think, leasing doesn't quite make sense to me. I can't understand it. I need to get some more information about it. They don't say that. They're very confident in saying never lease. Confidently incorrect. They're dangerous to themselves and others. So when you're shopping for an aggressive lease, you're look at Charles Palisade lease. I posted it on the screen. He picked it up a couple, not too long ago. Hyundai Palisade, $48,000 vehicle. Y'all know if you've been on the show. We just talked a little while ago. Every $5,000 on a purchase price on a loan is about $100 a month, 5-year loan. That means a $48,000 car would be about $900 and change a month. With the taxes and fees, actually, with the taxes, it'll be about $50, so it's really closer to $1,000. And we may have people on here that unless they put money down, your Hyundai Palisade payment is $950 to $1,000. If you got the same vehicle that Charles got. Charles shopped for an aggressive lease. He got 10 offers back. His payment's $597 a month. $597 a month. He's beating the depreciation of the vehicle. So when you're leasing, you're saying to yourself, I'm not keeping my car long enough to let the depreciation cool off and win through long-term ownership. So therefore, I'm going to lease, shop for an aggressive lease, make sure I'm paying under 1.5%. Between 1 and 1.5 is a great deal. Under 1% is a steal. And when you look, anything under that, you're beating the depreciation. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. All right, let's keep the questions going. Everybody getting value? If you're getting value out of this, can type some ones. If you are getting value out of these shows, we're going to continue to do them. We're going to answer some more questions. This is what I love doing. I really consider this a privilege to talk about these numbers. And, I praise God that, he allows me to do it in a way that, a lot of you can receive it and you can use it. And, you teach people. I had one person, there he is right there. K-Dot, I was just about to talk about you. Remember, I was about to say that there was a guy, I think it was you, who was like, man, I had a conversation with my family about leasing. At first, it was looking a little shaky, because people have been trained for years with bad information. And he was like, yeah, but once I broke some things down, they got it. They got silent. So, once you understand this, you are going to feel compelled to tell people, because a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. All right, let's go. Great value, no Walmart brand, absolutely. All right, let's go. I'm glad. I see a bunch of ones. I'm glad you guys are enjoying. Isn't leasing really only noticeably worth it if you have a business so you can write it off heavy? No, absolutely not. Wrong information, bad information, costly, expensive information to believe that. Nope. Charles don't have a business. I just showed you. Yep, K-Dub, numbers never lie. That's it. Numbers don't lie. You pull up, Charles is pulling up in his Hyundai Palisade, right? Probably one of the most, I would say the Hyundai Palisade throughout the pandemic was top 5 most popular vehicles because it had just come out. That Kia Telluride, Bonita. Look at Bonita. I'm going to use these two and then we'll continue with some more questions just so we can emphasize numbers never lie, right? This is Bonita. Bonita, mid-pandemic, she's in our private group. She got $600 a month. This was her Kia Telluride. I put 600 down. She said, I'm so excited. Just leased my dream vehicle, 2023 Kia Telluride S with a sunroof. I put 600 down and 36-month lease payments, 600. Thanks for showing me the way. That's 2022. The reason why I kept that is because there was blood in the streets through 2022. They were charging $5,000 and $10,000 over sticker price for these vehicles. People were leasing these vehicles. Some of you may be in a lease or know someone who has a Telluride lease and they're paying $800 or $900 or $1,000 a month. And she drove off with $600 a month, mid-pandemic, getting multiple offers. She didn't go into one deal or do it the old way and hope I'm going to leave it $600. She stayed at home, like we teach. She got multiple offers, and one dealer said, you know what, I want to win this woman's business. And she made that deal completely online. But she's pulling up next to people. Imagine this. She's pulling up in her Telluride next to another person, 2 different types of people. One's leasing. Hey, I see you got the same car. Yeah, how you like it? Oh, I love it. It's wonderful. But, the payment is this payment is a little much. How much are you paying? I pay like $850. You leasing it? Yeah, I pay like $850. How much you paying for yours? Oh, I pay $600. That's happening. Then she's pulling up next to the person who never learned about leasing. So, hey, same conversation. Yeah, the payment is, oh, how much you pay for yours? I pay $1,000 a month. Oh man, how much you pay for yours? 600. Numbers don't lie. All the extra emotional stuff that comes after that doesn't matter. Bonita is keeping hundreds of dollars a month in her pocket, and she's driving the same car as people who are not. All right. Lease is going to end in a year. What do I need to do and prepare? So we talked about the equity assessment. We spent a good amount of time talking about it. What I would recommend you do when the broadcast is over, This broadcast goes out to Facebook. It goes out to YouTube. You can go to my YouTube page, same name, Deshaun the Auto Advisor. You can watch the section on the equity assessment. Now, in the future, what we plan to do, hopefully sometime in the next couple weeks, we want to have the YouTube videos where we can actually timestamp the questions. So when you go, you can refer back to them. But again, we just started this live show. We just started doing these on all these platforms. So we plan to improve it and allow you guys to be able to find information even easier. So, but if you just jumped on, you can get everything I teach in my new digital book. It's 75% off as part of our launch. And shout out to everybody that reviewed it. We are already at a 4.94 on goodreads.com. I appreciate you all. Everything I teach in a step-by-step format for leasing, for purchasing, luxury cars, it doesn't matter. And just so y'all know, luxury cars don't matter. Luxury exotic cars don't change how we do things. It doesn't change whether we lease or buy, doesn't change the 8-year rule, doesn't change how we shop and get off. It doesn't. You could be getting, Deshaun, I want a Bentley. Some of you know Kimberly, who got her Maserati a couple of weeks. You've seen Kimberly's deal. She saved $20,000. So it does and she leased it. $91,000 vehicle, her payments $9 something a month. So she got a 1% lease on a Maserati. The principles don't change. So there's not a special strategy in the way we buy luxury cars. Principles are the same. So if you want everything in my book, it's 75% off. You can get it in my TikTok bio. Click the picture of me, click that website. Same thing in Instagram, click that website. Before the timer hits 0, it's only 75% off for 30 minutes. Get your copy so you can use everything in one spot, okay? Or you can just stay on these lives. But if you want to cycle through the information, try to piece it together, God bless you. Be my guest. We're not going to hold back. But those of you who want it all in one spot, I'm going to put the banner back up here for Facebook and for YouTube. And you guys can actually, you can keep typing your questions. We'll do a couple more before we wrap. But let me put the banner back up. You guys can scan this QR code, or you could go to DeshaunsBook.com. Let me post a link for you guys. And let's go. Keep the questions coming. Okay, let's see. When leasing, how do you maximize the mileage package? You shop for the car with 12,000 miles. And then once you get your best offer, once a dealer wins the bid, you then have that dealer adjust the mileage. So all your offers are going to be shopped with first month payment out of pocket, 12,000 miles per year. That's the conversation you have. We do it by email totally. You use my scripts, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. You can do it that way in my book. You can do it by phone as long as you do it. You want to get at least 5 offers, but the way you're having the offers presented to you is with first month's payment out of pocket, putting all taxes and fees into the payment, 12,000 miles per year. If you're going to drive 10,000, you don't adjust the mileage until you've identified the winning dealer. Then you adjust the mileage. Same thing with if you're going higher. If you're doing 20,000 miles a year, you're doing a 25,000 mile a year lease. You see that winning bid, now you reach out to that dealer. Hey, I'm excited to do business with you. Can you just adjust it from 10 to 25,000 miles per year and show me what that looks like? And that's when you take it across the finish line. But we always shop with 12,000. We always follow our format. Okay, what if lease is extended for more than 6 more months? That doesn't matter. That gives you up to 6 months to get out. Those of you, if your lease is up in like a week or a month, you want to buy yourself some time, reach out to your leasing company and you can request an extension. I've never heard of anyone being denied an extension. I'm not saying you won't, but I've never heard of it. You can reach out, tell them, hey, I haven't found the right car yet. Some will extend for a month, some will extend for 3 months. When I had my Infinity, I extended it for 6 months. So, you can buy yourself some time. And, that's what I would recommend, because I don't recommend shopping with your back against the wall. Yeah. Thank you, DJ B Dog. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right. How do you feel about getting a car delivered from far? We do it all day long. More common than you, especially for those in my circle. That's going to be more common than you've seen. Because again, you just saw earlier, if you were on here earlier, Sean's deal. Sean's saving $20,000 on his F-150 Lightning. over $20,000, but it's outside of his demographic. I'm gonna tell you a story. Shonda, she just came into my mind. Not Shonda Martin. She's the credit guru. This young lady, Shonda, she's in California, and she was shopping for a Volvo XC60, and she reached out to every dealer in California, 25 of them, because that's my system is called the 25 to 5. We reach out to at least 25 dealers to get 5 offers. And so she said to Sean, the best offer by far is, it was in a part of Southern California. She had to it was basically about a 6-hour drive from her. 6, might have been 8. California's huge. I don't remember, but she's like, they're blowing all these dealers close to me away. It's like over $3,000 better than my best offer. So she had some really good offers, but even the second best offer, the dealer down there was blowing it away. That's what I told you. Sometimes the dealer far away from you is going to try to stick it to their competition. They rather take a deal from their competition, and they'll blow out the car just to do that. So she's like, I said, so what are you doing? The plane ticket was $77. Because I always say, when you're traveling and you know that trip is to pick up a new car and you save thousands and thousands of dollars, it's a fun trip. So she gets down there, and they were prepping the car, and what happened, that the car wasn't ready. They had to do that's what it is. When you deliver a new car, the dealer has to do a pre-delivery inspection. It happens with every new car. We had to do it every Mercedes we sent out. You could not deliver a new car without doing a pre-delivery inspection. So when they were doing the pre-delivery inspection, they found out there was a software issue. It had to be updated. So, but she's down there. She came down there for delivery. They didn't know until they sent the car in. So she said, this is what the 20% of dealers do, which is what I love. When you identify the 20% of dealers, these are the best people. These are people who, they don't mind competing. They want happy customers. They want to beat their competition. They want great customer service. They said, listen, take the plane back up. They paid for a plane ticket. Said, we'll have somebody flatbed the car to you tomorrow. Oh, no, because they didn't have the time. They said, we don't know how long this is going to take. It could take us 3 or 4 days. They said, whenever it's done, we'll flatbed the car to you. They flatbedded that car all the way up 8 hours. I don't remember which one. And her new car pulled up on a flatbed from Southern California up to wherever she was, halfway mid-California. So how do I feel? That's the answer to that question. We're going to go to where the best deal is. And when you find out that some of these best deals are going to be 100, 150 miles away, you're going to find that it's not hard to do business with these people from far away, especially when they're trying to win your business. All right. What should your credit, this one's TikTok. What should your credit be before I even think about buying or leasing? Try to get your credit up to about 680. It's no guarantee, but 680 is a safe range. Same way with a house. People, if you're going to buy a house, you try to get your credit up to like 620, 640, 700, whatever mortgage you're going after. If I couldn't qualify for a lease, but I knew I should be leasing, some of you are like, Deshaun, I can't qualify for a lease right now, but I know I should be leasing. Based on what I'm learning, I should be leasing. I'm not keeping cars 8 years. I'm tired of losing all this money. I want to drive better cars for less money. You got a goal now. I got to get my credit to 680, 670. Because once you're there, the money you're going to save it's worth it. It's worth it to do. So anyone who wants to get better credit, you should be following Shonda Martin. She's on every platform. I'll send everybody to her. She's just a genius when it comes to credit. You should be using what she teaches and, and getting your credit to where you could lease. Okay, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. And there's always a lot of questions about leasing, and it's because it's a misunderstood subject. So there's no doubt we understand. People want to know how to sell cars. They want to know how to do the equity assessment. You want to know how to do the bank bidding war and get the best interest rate. There's a lot of questions about leasing because many of you know, a lot of people on here, it's just always like that. Every live we do, because a lot of people realize that we got so much bad information. Now I got a lot of questions about this whole lease thing, and I need to get the right info. So, Sean, did you see the 49ers who walked into the dealership to buy a Cyber Tesla truck? Somebody tagged me in that. I didn't see it, Lauren, but somebody tagged me in that. It must have been a big deal because this woman actually tagged me and said, I think she said something like, man, this guy needs, what happened? What happened? Anybody know about that? Apparently there was a guy played for the San Francisco 49ers and he had something happen with a cyber truck. Can y'all see, is there anybody on TikTok or on Instagram that could join the live that could tell me about what happened with this? That was you. Okay, Lauren, you the one that tagged me in the video. Okay. I don't know. I want to start looking at more stuff like that. So if you see anything crazy, tag me in it. Because now with these shows, I'll be able to bring it up. I'll be able to bring it up on the screen and watch it. Let's see, hold on. Let me see if I could actually bring it up. Hold on 1 second. See, now y'all know I'm not great with this technology. So this might go left. This could be a complete failure. So let's just, let's see. I just typed in 49ers Cybertruck. Car salesman tries to sell Tesla Cybertruck for $230,000. Let's check this out. Hold on.
Whatever you do, do it.
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna turn this up. Hopefully, y'all can hear it. If you're watching the rebroadcast, you'll be able to see it on Instagram or TikTok. But right now, hold on. Let's check this out. All right, hold on. Here we go.
Beautiful people around the world. I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. Just share them.
Hold on. Okay, could y'all see that? Let me put this on the other screen here. Can you guys see that?
Should you have an okay?
All right, let's check this out.
Clear skin, it's amazing.
Come on, just get that. I don't want to react to somebody reacting, but get to it. Get to it. All right, here we go.
He wanted 200.
All right, just come on, play the video.
All good. I see around. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, you do? Yeah. That's cool. Well, you do, Ricky. Y'all know that's my name. If you don't know who I am,
now check it out. Okay, hold on. See, sometimes he said my friend sent me. So your friend sent you, and you're still about to get violated. So this is what there is no loyalty in this. When we do this car shopping thing, there's no friendship. If you were going to barbecues with your car salesman and he was inviting you over, y'all talking about, sports and, he knows the kids, that's going to change when you start doing what I'm telling you to do, because our thing is a bidding system. And in order to win our business, it's not based on relationship anymore. It's based on you won the bid. It's a business thing. And you're going to find some of you who used to, Charlie, that's been selling your family cars for the last 20 years, Charlie, hey, come on down. Hey, I remember when you were born. Look at you now. Now you getting a car. That Charlie right there, he's not going to like when you start making him bid to win your business. So this is why there's no friendships. Go see my friend here. Let's continue.
So Cybertruck. Yeah. What's going on? Okay. Brother, so this guy wore a suit today just to sell a Cybertruck right here. Yeah, he wore a suit today just to sell a Cybertruck. Did you buy a car from us before? Yeah. I gotta pull it up.
Did you see that? The man purchased a car from them before, still about to get violated. See what I'm saying? So if the relationship was respected, this would not be happening. That's why there is no relationship moving forward. We're not going to have relationships with our car salespeople. They got to earn the business every time.
What are you right here? I'm a superstar. I'm just.
He's gonna want over $100,000 over MSR. Oh my goodness, man. Test ride it and ride it. Won't let you do $1,000 candy.
Sound beautiful. It's crazy, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, you get that on pretty much any Tesla. Yeah. OS 12 too. 230.
30. Yeah, cash wise. So the truck's 230.
Look.
I ain't got it all right now.
What do you have? Can you do like?
Look. What do you have? My man smells the money. Like, look, what do you have? 230. Now look, you know how he could have prevented this? I'm at home. I'm talking to multiple dealers. Now, if you're doing it my way, you're using what's in my book, you are literally doing it by email. So they don't know who he is. They don't know he's an NFL player because it shouldn't matter. They don't know you're a woman because it shouldn't matter. They don't know you're black, you're white, because none of that should matter. But when you go in, all of a sudden it does. They don't know you're an 18-year-old trying to buy a car. You could do it. Yo, I'm 18. I got my own business. I can afford this. So, hey, but none of that should matter. But when you walk in, depending on who you're dealing with, it does. So he could have prevented all of this by being at home. Let the 80% of dealers submit you to ridiculous offers. Let them. You see, you're going to expose the 80% of dealers when you use what I'm telling you. You are going to expose them. You're going to see all these offers. Some of you are going to see that Charlie that we were just talking about. He's going to be one of the highest offers. He's going to be one of the highest offers, and that's okay. You never had to waste your time with him. So the only way this gentleman ends up in these situations is shopping the old way, which means this is another reason why you can't negotiate back and forth. Who's not a good negotiator? Type 1 in the comments. Honestly, you're not a good negotiator. Type 1 in the comments. For those of you who just jumped on, everything that I'm teaching you, everything from this live, if you like to shine, the live is great. I want everything you teach in one spot. It's in my new digital book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. That is your guide to literally owning the car shopping market online. Leasing, purchasing, everything. And you can get it for 75% off in my TikTok bio, but it's only 75% off for 30 minutes. You'll see a timer, go to my Instagram bio, click that website, and then click the button that says 75% off. But if he sits at home, he's going to be surprised the price he gets on the Cybertruck. But the reason why you can't, all of you who just said, Deshaun, I'm not a good negotiator. I am a good negotiator, and I still wouldn't negotiate. Here's why. This guy's starting so high. The 80% starts so high that even if you negotiate money off, you still lose. You see what I mean? If I start $100,000 over sticker price, even if I take off 50, you lost. Even if I take off 75, you lost. If you accept it and just don't say anything because you don't want to look like you're the, oh, God forbid, you're an NFL player, you got all this money and you just don't want to pay what we're asking. You don't want to look like that and you just accept the price. You really, really lost. But in any of those scenarios, you lost. So the key is to be sitting at home where you're in control, talking to multiple dealers through email, getting multiple offers, and then letting those people see. When we start doing this, when enough people start doing this, one day people like that guy, he won't be able to live. The 80%, you can't do business with them. You can't try to deal with wolves. You got to starve wolves. You got to starve these guys. So I'm glad you brought that up, Lauren. I'm glad to see it. I hate that it happened. Hopefully he didn't buy it. I'm not gonna watch the rest because I don't want to react to a reaction video, but Did he end up buying that? Can somebody please tell me no, he didn't? Please. Please tell me no, he didn't. Nick, you have any advice on lower car insurance for a person while y'all telling me, please tell me he didn't buy. Nah, all right, thank you, Anthony. God bless. Thank you, Lord. Praise the Lord. Woo. But yeah, that was an opportunity for us to see why bids are so necessary in real time. That is one of the main reasons. You avoid all that crap. There's no potential. And that is what you're dealing with when you're going and trying to negotiate. So when it comes to saving insurance, I want you go to a marketplace, go to Insurify. What I love about Insurify is they shop multiple companies for you. You got to shop for insurance, multiple companies. Same thing. Same thing. We won't get into that, but insurance has really played the same game, making sure you don't shop the market. It's hard to shop. So you're either going to use Insurify to shop several companies, or you can use something like Jerry. Jerry will shop multiple companies, and then it's going to do the work for you. So, but you can't do this one-to-one thing with insurance either. So check them out. No. Monica said, do we tell the salespeople we're looking to pay 1.5% per 500? No. Don't try to remember this. This is why, because you're mixing it. The 500 has nothing to do with 1.5%. Don't try. This is what I said, y'all. You could try to piece this thing together, but I know, and I think you have the book, Monica. Just use the book. Or rewatch the lives, because we're talking about a lot. We go into finance, we're talking about every $5,000 is $100 a month. We go into leasing, we're talking about the 1% rule and the 1.5. This is new to you. So a lot of these things can sound like, oh, and you start mixing them. So that's why I want you to just refer to the book. Or if you don't have the book yet, you didn't get it, that's fine. Rewind these lives and make sure you're watching the segments over and over and over again, so that you're clear, when you approach. But we never tell anyone about 1 point. You don't walk into a car deal. 1.5% is the max. 1.5% is the max on a lease. So you never go in, hey, I'm looking at 1 point. You got to get under 1.5. No, that's the max. I'm thinking when I get bids, I'm looking for 1.25, 1.3, 1.1. Look at Greg. You've seen Greg. If Greg would have went in saying, hey, get me under 1.5, he wouldn't be driving at 0.9%, under 1%. $56,000 car, $527 a month. Look at Tope, BMW, $54,000 car. If she would have went in saying, get me under 1.5, she wouldn't be at 1.26. You get bids and you see where they're at. That's what you do. Thank you. All right. Thank you to everybody who shared gifts. We went a little longer than we normally go, but this was great. We will be back. I usually like to jump on these shows. I like to do 2 a day, but we have the broadcast going now. So get the information. However you get the information, get it. If you want it all in one spot, this is all in my digital book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. 7 steps to saving time, money, and avoiding dealerships. And it's everything I teach in a step-by-step form, step-by-step fashion. So you can get it for 75% off in my TikTok bio or in my Instagram bio. There's a website in my profile. Click that. And as long as that time is at 0, you can get it for 75% off. You won't pay the normal $97. And if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, click DeShawn'sBook.com. I'm going to put a comment here so you guys can see it one more time. And I love it. I love it. I really enjoy this. Oh, wait. Oh, man. All right. See. All right. Lauren said, let it play. You'll be proud of him. Okay. Well, I'm going to watch it when I jump off. All right. Because I didn't know and I didn't want to drag it out because my man who was doing it was his video. He was doing a lot of talking. So I didn't want to just drag it out, but I'm gonna watch the end because I'm glad. I'm really glad. I'm really, really glad it ended well because oh man, a lot to absorb, but a changed perspective is well worth the reprogramming process. I'm glad to see. I love that, Cindy. Let's go. Thank you to everybody who purchased the book. Use it. Dig in right now. Use that book. email me your success stories, email me your deals when you get them. When you send me your info about your car, when you say, Deshaun, look at the car I got, I don't want you to be like the people that you're gonna hear who say, look at the car I got. I want you saying, Deshaun, look at the deal I got on this car. You use this stuff, you're gonna be more excited about the deal than you'll be just as excited. You should be excited about the car, but you should be just as excited about the deal. That Jeep Grand Cherokee I got, yes, I enjoyed the truck. I was just as excited that I was leasing it for $330 a month, $35,000 truck. The Infinities, they were great cars. We loved them. We had 4 of them, 3 Q50s and the G25. I enjoyed them, but I was just as excited about my car payment. I was paying $345 for one. Yeah, I was paying $325 for one. I was paying $285 for one. So you should be just as excited about the deal you're getting as the car you're getting. All right. So grab your copy if you want everything, y'all. I will see y'all in the next show. This was a good one. Appreciate y'all. God bless you.